What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys, and today I'm going to do the final part in my Scream Factory collection. So this is all the rest of the Scream Factories I own. Again, I'm a big fan of Scream Factory. I love their titles. I don't get them all, but the ones I do get I absolutely love. And, you know, if you're wanting to build your Scream Factory collection, I think I mentioned this in the beginning of part 1. Always look for great deals. Look for, you know, movies that you might want to pick over others, and then maybe later on grab the ones that you wanted to get, but then you kind of decided to wait on a little while. I know Walmart's carrying some Scream Factory titles, so that's really cool. And you can always catch them at, like, different stores like FYE and other, you know, Best Buy. They used to carry them. I don't know if they do it anymore. But great way to build your collection, guys. Just keep looking out for them and kind of start with your favorite ones and then work your way down to the ones you wanted to get and then just add those in the collection later on. So I hope you guys enjoy this part. Again, the final part, it's going to be R through, I believe it's W. Yep, R through W. And I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned for a lot more videos, guys, because October's coming up. I have a lot planned. I'm really going to be focusing on doing top videos, so like top 10, top 5 videos, all related to horror movies or Halloween-themed topics. So look out for that, guys. Plenty more to come. You know, I got an update coming up, which I haven't got too much, but I do have some really cool stuff. So you'll see an update from me and some reviews. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for some really awesome videos, especially in October. So let's get started though, guys, with the R's. We have Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorite zombie films, if not my favorite one. I go back and forth between this and Dawn of the Dead, but I absolutely love Return of the Living Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead. Then we got Return of the Living Dead Part 2. This one's grown on me quite a bit. I really enjoy it. I'm glad when this Blu-ray came out that they put the original score back in it, or the original music. I know that the kind of standard DVD, they for some reason had to change the music. I think it was a rights thing. But Return of the Living Dead Part 2, it's grown on me quite a bit. I really enjoy it now. First time I saw it, I didn't care for it as much, but never really disliked the movie. But definitely really enjoyed it a lot more. Then we got Road Games, which is a Australian thriller. I love the Road Games. I think it's great. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, Stacy Keach. Directed by Richard Franklin, who also directed Psycho 2, which is one of my favorite sequels and just one of my favorite horror movies ever made. Or one of my favorite horror movies. But Road Games, really enjoy it. You can definitely tell Richard Franklin is definitely inspired by, or he gets a lot of his inspiration from Alfred Hitchcock. So, you know, makes sense that he would go on to do Psycho 2. But Road Games, yeah, love the movie. Definitely check that out if you've never seen it. One of my favorite kind of eerie haunted house films that it takes place in an apartment complex is The Sentinel. Absolutely love that film. Great movie, very underrated film from the 70s. I might do a top, you know, 10 70s favorite horror movies, and that would definitely be in there. We got Serial Mom, which is just a lot of fun from John Waters. This is the only time where I'm not the biggest fan of the slipcover. I think it's okay. Of course, I love the original artwork, but Serial Mom, hilarious movie, dark comedy, a lot of fun. Then we got Session 9, one of my favorite ghost films. Again, you know, I talked about The Sentinel, where it was one of my favorite like haunted house movies. Session 9 is definitely one of my favorite haunted asylum movies, or just haunted type of films. Great atmosphere again, great cast. If you've never seen Session 9, check that one out. Shocker from Wes Craven, one of his most underrated ones, I think. I love Shocker. Great soundtrack, great visuals for the 90s. I love Shocker. I think it's a very underrated movie. Then we got some of these Silent Night movies. So we got Silent Night, Deadly Night, which one of my favorite Christmas slashers. I absolutely love this edition. This was a great release from them, so fantastic. And then you have Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, which is just so much fun. I've always liked this movie. Yes, the first half is mostly flashbacks, but the movie's a lot of fun. So Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And then, of course, I'm going to throw in the remake, or the somewhat remake, in with the collection. That's Silent Night. So I like that. It's, again, a remake, but it's its own thing, too, and that's a really good Christmas slasher movie. One of my favorite werewolf movies, and one of the most underrated Stephen King adaptations and stories altogether. That is Silver Bullet. I know it's based on one of his short stories, so it's not a full novel, but I love Silver Bullet. This one always scared me growing up. I remember as a kid when the woman is pretty much torn to half, or just kind of, when she's killed in her bedroom and the werewolf goes in and attacks her. That always gave me nightmares. And then the ending did. But Silver Bullet, love that movie. It's a great one to watch around this time in the summer or in October, so I'll definitely be revisiting that one coming up soon. We got Single White Female, which is a great thriller. Really like that one a lot. Picked this one up for a good price recently, so... But yeah, Single White Female, really good movie. Then we got the only Sleepaway Camp films I own, and just its trilogy, pretty much. I know there's a fourth one. I know there's Return to Sleepaway Camp. Nah, don't really need that. But I do have the first 3 movies, and of course I'm glad they're all from Scream Factory. So you got Sleepaway Camp, which this is my favorite one of the bunch. I love Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Yeah, make sure that was the right title. But yeah, Sleepaway Camp 2. Really enjoy this movie. Actually really love the film. But yeah, Sleepaway Camp 2. Opposite of the first movie, where this one was a lot more serious. The sequels are just a lot more fun. Pamela Springsteen, I think she does a great job as Angela. My favorite, though, is Felissa Rose, but they're both 2 separate performances. I think that Pamela Springsteen just brings a lot of fun to the character, and really love the second movie. And then the third one, I really enjoy it. Definitely don't love it. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. It's a good movie. I really like it. Yeah, so the last of the Pamela Springsteen ones. Again, she does a great job. I kind of wish they would not have done them back to back. Maybe it would have been a better movie. But it's still a fun time. Then we got one of my favorite, just one of my favorite Scream Factory editions just all together, because it's got great bonus features, and it's one of my favorite artworks. The colors really pop on it. And that is Sleepwalkers, another Stephen King adaptation. I don't know if this is a novel or one of his short stories, but I love the artwork on that. That is fantastic. One of the best artworks out there from Scream Factory. But Sleepwalkers, really enjoy that movie. It can come off campy at times, but as a kid, it actually scared me. So then we got one of my favorite trilogies. I love these movies. We got Slumber Party Massacre, which that's just one of my favorite 80s slashers. Definitely top 10 for me as far as 80s slasher movies go. Love Slumber Party Massacre. And then you got now the long out of print double pack with Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3. I did not know this one out of print up until a year ago. I think a year ago I kind of looked online and was just scrolling through Scream Factory's collection on Amazon, and then came across this, and this one's going for almost $100, if not over $100. But Slumber Party Massacre 2, really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I know it's kind of the more zany one of the bunch, or the wacky one of the bunch. And then Slumber Party Massacre 3, I think I like it a lot because it went back to the kind of just standard slasher. You didn't really have a supernatural killer, kind of like with the second movie. But really enjoy these sequels overall, so big fan of them. A John Carpenter movie that I think is very underrated. It's one of his TV films, but it's actually a really good TV movie. Came out the same year that Halloween came out. That is Someone's Watching Me. Big fan of that one, especially rewatching it. I like the way John Carpenter directed the movie, and the cast is great. Very suspenseful, very good thriller. I love this edition too because you can actually play the movie in two different formats. You can play it in the new kind of widescreen edition that they have because they restored it and made it look better. Or you can play it in the original kind of TV format where you have the two bars on the left and right side of the screen. But Someone's Watching Me, big fan of that one. Check it out if you've never have. It's a great John Carpenter movie. Then we got another Carpenter movie I just watched for the first time in the beginning of the year. And then my buddy Lewis actually picked this one up for me from Walmart. That is Starman. I had the original Blu-ray of it and wound up loving the movie. I thought it was so good. Hard to believe it took me so long to watch it. For a while, I was just like, I don't know if I want to check out this John Carpenter movie, but I love Starman. I thought it was great. So, one of his best ones, and probably maybe an underrated one, because not a lot of people talk about Starman. Outside of his horror movies, his other work really doesn't get as much love, unless it's something like Someone's Watching Me, or some of his other his other kind of lesser known horror movies. Starman and a few other kind of more kind of drama-based Carpenter films or fantasy movies don't really get a lot of talk. But Starman, absolutely love it. Great movie there. Then we got The Strangers, which still creeps me out today. I know this one kind of gets some hate now, but The Strangers, man, when I first saw it, I remember seeing a trailer for the movie when I went to go see the Prom Night remake, and they had the first teaser trailer for The Strangers, and it freaked me out. I was like, this is going to be so good, so creepy. Didn't see it in theaters, but watched it for the first time on DVD. And I watched it, I think, twice in 2 days when I first got the DVD, and it really creeped me out. Still creepy today. I love the whole kind of deserted street. There's not a lot of houses where they're at. And the fact that this takes place like at midnight and through the night is really creepy. But The Strangers, it really builds on great atmosphere, and that's one of the big reasons why I love it, and the performances. Then we got The Strangers Pray at Night. Again, I like to keep my movies together. The Strangers Pray at Night, I think, is an awesome sequel, and I like the fact that it's more of a slasher than a home invasion movie. Of course, there's like home invasion involved with this, but this one just felt more like a slasher compared to the first one, and I love Strangers Pray at Night. Haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I recently picked it up a couple months ago. That is Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Definitely the better of the two movies. I don't have the other one. Maybe if it was like $14.99 or cheaper. But Demon Knight, I'm glad I picked it up. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've always enjoyed this one quite a bit, so picked up Demon Knight for a good price. Tales from the Hood, another movie that kind of freaked me out as a kid, especially kind of the ending of the movie. If you know what I'm talking about, the very end of the film, where, our main character here is kind of revealed at the end of the movie. But Tales from the Hood, still a creepy, atmospheric movie, one of the better anthology films, so glad to own that in the collection. Then we got Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Grew up, oddly enough, more with Teen Wolf 2. I rented that one quite a bit at the video store. Definitely not as good as Teen Wolf. I think Teen Wolf's the better movie. But I'm glad I own them both. Actually waited till these went on sale for like $14.99 a piece. And they came with the slipcovers. That was like maybe a year or two after their initial release. But really enjoy those movies. Still haven't opened this one yet. I've seen both movies though, and I think this is out of print now. That is Terror Vision and Video Dead. It's been a while since I've seen them, so I will eventually go back and watch them. They just announced their first 4K with this movie. It's actually a Carpenter film that's grown on me quite a bit, but I don't think I'm going to pick up the 4K of it. That is They Live. Love that artwork. It's awesome. Roddy Piper in the movie. Rest in peace. He's great. You got Keith David, who's great. Meg Foster. Really good movie now. I really enjoy this movie quite a bit from John Carpenter. It was one of the films later on in life that I saw from John Carpenter, so I didn't have enough love for it when I first saw it, like a lot of other people do. I think if I would have grown up with this movie, I would have loved it right away when I, first saw it, but it's grown on me quite a bit. It has good music in it, good atmosphere. I like the fact that it's like a thriller, sci-fi horror movie. Really enjoy that movie. Then we got some other Carpenter films. We got a lot of Carpenter here. This movie and its prequel. But The Thing, which I would pick this one up on 4K if done right. The 4K scan looks amazing though, so I don't know if it was the right price. Maybe I would pick it up on 4K. But The Thing, absolutely love this movie. Definitely top 5 Carpenter films for me. One of my favorite horror movies and one of my favorite Carpenter movies. And then, of course, I keep them all together. You got the prequel, which I really enjoy the prequel. I know that one kind of gets mixed feelings to hate, but I really enjoy it. I understand, the fact that, there's some CGI in this. That just doesn't fit the movie, and it doesn't make it as eerie compared to Carpenter's movie. But if you put the movies back to back and you watch them in back to back, they really connect really well. So you can tell that there was some love with that movie. I think it was the, post filming of the film that they kind of went in and put some CGI in there. And I think that's kind of why, the movie just doesn't hold up compared to John Carpenter's The Thing. The recent Scream Factory release that I picked up is 13 Ghost. Love 13 Ghost. I've never seen the original, but I would say it's definitely, if I had to say one of my favorite remakes, it's one of my favorite remakes. But 13 Ghost, I love this movie. Eerie atmosphere, love the setting. I think the ghosts are creepy. I like that they all have their unique look and style. Still very effective today. I love that film. Then we got, I think this one's going out of print, so if you're wanting to get this, pick it up. That is The Town That Dreaded Sundown. The original film, I really enjoy this movie quite a bit. It's been a while since I've seen it. The killer's creepy. I just remember the first time I saw this. I think it's loosely based on a true story, so I think that kind of made it even more creepy. But The Town That Dreaded Sundown, really enjoy that movie. And once again, I keep them all together. You got the kind of remake, prequel, reboot, whatever you want to call it. I would say it's not a prequel. I would go on to say it's kind of a reboot. I don't think it's a remake because, it pretty much, right when the movie kind of comes on, it plays the original film. So I'm going to say it's more of a reboot than a remake. I think remakes are pretty much just remaking that original story, where reboots kind of have that remake vibe, but they kind of do their own spin on it. So I'm going to say it's more of a reboot. I love this movie. I'm more of a fan of this. I've watched this one, quite a bit. I think I watch it like 2 or 3 times a year. It's crazy, but I do love this movie, so cool. Then one of the best anthologies ever made. Love watching it in October. That is Trick or Treat. Fantastic. As you can see, you probably can't see it. Got the poster and kind of this Sam figure right there. I'll show that off later on. But Trick or Treat, absolutely love that. Definitely one of the best slashers from the 90s. That is Urban Legend. I feel like out of the 3 main ones that came out, Scream, I Know We Did Last Summer, and Urban Legend is definitely the most underrated one of the 3. I love Urban Legend. Great cast. It still holds up really well. One of my favorites. And then same director who directed Urban Legend directed one of my favorite 2000 slasher movies. And you definitely get a lot of Michael Myers kind of Carpenter style with the killer. I love the characters. I think it has a really good build up to a lot of stuff. And that is Valentine. Absolutely love Valentine. I know this one gets mixed reviews, but I always say if you love Urban Legend, you should almost love Valentine, because I think the director Jamie Blanks is really good at writing or kind of, he didn't write these movies, but he has great characters in his films. He directs his movies really well. And I really wish he would do a lot more. I think he's done stuff, obviously, after Urban Legend and Valentine. But I love Valentine. Love Urban Legend. Love Jamie Blanks. Great director. Then we got John Carpenter's Vampires, one of the recent ones I picked up. Went down in price. I had the Twilight Times release, but just went ahead and upgraded it because of the good price. And, you know, I love Vampires. I know this one kind of, again, gets hate. I think a lot of 90s... I'm doing a lot of tongue twisters. A lot of 90s John Carpenter movies are underrated. I love Vampires. Another Carpenter movie. One of my favorite Carpenter movies. I know this one is not one that a lot of people love, but I love it. Village of the Damned. Not a big fan of the new artwork there. It's pretty good, but I just remember this all the time at the video stores. Every time I would we had a video store in Oregon, and like the front of kind of the video store had its horror movie section, and so when you would look inside it, you would see like a display of VHS tapes. And I just remember always seeing the box art for Village of the Damned every time I walked past that video store. Small little local video store that they had. But Village of the Damned, I've always loved this movie. Again, I can understand if you don't love the film. I don't think it's like a terrible movie though. I know a lot of people don't like that one, but I love it. Then we got what is considered Jamie Lee Curtis's opinion, her worst movie, which I don't think it is. That is Virus. I only picked it up because it was $14.99, but I'm going to be honest, I don't hate this movie. I don't love it, don't hate it, but I have a lot of fun with it. I think it has a really good atmosphere. I love horror movies or thrillers that take place on deserted ships, and this one takes place on that. And I have a lot of fun with this movie. Again, Virus, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. Jamie Lee Curtis, this is not your worst movie. So, I doubt she's watching this, but it's not your worst one, in my opinion. Then we got the last movie, and its sequel, which I'll show off in a minute. But the last one of my Scream Factory collections, or collection, is Witchboard. So, there we go. Love Witchboard, by the way. Love it. I forgot to show off my Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Next Generation. I actually have it over with kind of like my franchise, but I do have those on Blu-ray. Going back to Witchboard. Love Witchboard. So good. Again, an eerie movie with an eerie atmosphere. I think the music's great. I think the main kind of villain or ghost is creepy. Love Witchboard. Again, I rented this movie a lot on VHS, so love Witchboard. And then this is an Olive Films release, but I keep my movies together. Witchboard 2, The Devil's Doorway, which it's up there with the first movie in my opinion, so love that as well. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I was rambling or tongue twisters, you gotta love them. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned again for great videos coming, guys. I love October. I love getting into the fall mood. I'm already in it. And I got a lot of videos planned for you guys. So enjoy those. I'll probably do another video this week. If not, definitely like a couple of them next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles, and much love to you all. Alright guys, bye.